What's good? What's good? I'm back. Yours truly, one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. Before we get started, I want to say rest in peace to NBA legend Willis Reed. Dies at age 80. I hope that I live to be that long. I'm 43, going on 44 next month. So if I make it to 80, I'll be pretty happy. Rest in peace to Willis Reed. Also want to say rest in peace to Lance Reddick. Died recently. He's from The Wire and John Wick, and he played on that what was the name of that TV show? I can't think of the name of it. I cannot think of the name of it right now. But he played on he just played on a TV show recently. It only had one season of it and whatnot, but he's definitely known for The Wire, and he's known for John Wick, all three parts, if I'm not mistaken. Rest in peace to both of those cats. I'm gonna get into the NBA scores. We got about 6 games to get into from last night, and then I'm probably pick a topic to get into. Let's see. Last night we had the Wizards lost to the Magic, and the Wizards. They're such a disappointment this year, man. I mean, it's such a disappointment. You got 30 from Kristaps Porzingis. Uh, Bradley Beal gave you 16, 14 from Monte Morris. Not much. Kristaps Porzingis is the only one that really did anything. Orlando, you had 20 from Franz Wagner. Paolo Banchero gave you 18. Wendell Carter Jr., 14. Gary Harris, 22. Markelle Fultz, 17. 16 from Cole Anthony off the bench. Maurice Wagner gave you 15. I like Orlando's future, man. I like Orlando's future because they're actually going to get another lottery pick. They got Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter Jr., three young pieces. Markelle Fultz is pretty young. Cole Anthony's pretty young. They can actually, I think they can move on from like Jalen Suggs probably. Because they got Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, and Jalen Suggs, and Gary Harris. They don't need all those guards. Okay, let's get into the next game. We have Detroit and Atlanta. And Atlanta, of course, won. They should have won. They should beat Detroit, you know. We had Rodney McGruger, 7. Marvin Bagley put up 31, 21 from Killian Hayes. Jaden Ivey gave you 17. Killian Hayes is actually, he was looking like a guy that was probably going to be out the league. And I think Kay Cunningham getting hurt was probably the best thing to happen to him because he's definitely a lot better now. Marvin Bagley is definitely always playing for something. Killian Hayes averaging 9 points and 6 assists. I mean, it's not too bad seeing that he will be a backup when Kay Cunningham comes back. And then the Hawks, you got 12 from DeAndre Hunter, 15 from Collins. Clint Capella gave you 12, 18 from Bogdanovich, and Trae Young gave you 30. He was a plus 28. 30 points, 12 assists. He's only 36% shooting too. Like that was terrible. If he actually hits more shots, it's probably even worse. We got Cleveland versus looks like Brooklyn. Cleveland won 115 to 109. Which they should have. You got 17 from Evan Mobley, 12 from Jared Allen, 30 from Donovan Mitchell, and 17 from Darius Garland, who's basically been taking a back seat to Donovan Mitchell. And I don't know that he necessarily should come playoff time because I don't know Donovan Mitchell could get Cavs over the hump. And then the Nets, of course, Cam Johnson, former Tar Heel, put up 16, 13 for Nick Claxton, Mikal Bridges, 18, Spencer Dinwiddie, 19, Royce O'Neal, 12, and Day'Ron Sharpe, 20 points off the bench. Mikal Bridges, though, it's the best thing that happened to him was getting traded, man. And the best thing that happened to him. Okay, we got a few more games to get into. We got San Antonio versus New Orleans. New Orleans spanked San Antonio 119-84, which they should have. We got, of course, Spurs didn't have none of them. Their two leading scorers didn't play either. So when your two leading scorers ain't playing, you definitely better win that game. We got 32 from Brandon Ingram, 19 from Jonas Valanciunas, and 15 from CJ McCollum, with 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. And Brandon Ingram is back doing Brandon Ingram-like things. They just need Zion to come back healthy. Okay, 132-109, Celtics over the Kings. This is why I got to take a sip. This is why I'm not sold on the Kings, because they got spanked. I mean, like, if the Kings being number 2 in the West want to be taken serious as a legit contender, you can't get spanked 132-109. Tatum put up 36, 27 from Jaylen Brown. Horton gave you 11, 20 from Derek White, and 17 from Marcus Smart. I mean, that's about as good as lineup as you can get in the NBA. Sacramento Kings, you got 11 from Harrison Barnes, former Tar Heel. Keegan Murray, 15, 16 from Sabonis. Kessler Edwards gave you 8. De'Aaron Fox gave you only 18 points, 13 from Davion Mitchell. Kings definitely are not that good without Kevin Huerter. They really need Kevin Huerter. Because like Kevin Huerter and Sabonis have definitely changed the fortunes of the Kings. So I'll give them a pass since Kevin Huerter was out. That they really needed that cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you lose any kind of starter, it really could affect any chance of you ever winning. Okay, and the Oklahoma City edged the Clippers by a point. Paul George leaves with an injury. 20 from Jalen Williams, 6 from the other Jalen Williams. Josh Giddey gave me 13, 6 and 6, and 31 from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 7 rebounds and 4 assists. He's definitely a superstar scoring machine. Man. I don't know if the Clippers made the right move in the long run, because if they don't get a championship out of this Kawhi and Paul George thing, it'd be the second biggest disappointment, I think, behind Brooklyn having Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, and they couldn't make that work at all, which is crazy. Let's see. Is there any NFL news? 49ers reached out to 22 about 49ers reached out to Big Ben about returning. Wow. I don't know. Cam Newton says there's not 32 guys in the league better than him. I might beg to differ. He could beat out Mac Jones. He could beat out Sam Darnold. I love Cam Newton, man. I'm a Panther fan. But Cam, ever since the Super Bowl, has been on a decline. And if he can't acknowledge that, then he's delusional. Cowboys added running back Jones. I know the Cowboys got rid of their tight end. I don't know what the Cowboys are doing. So they added Sir Ronald Jones after releasing the Zeke. Re-signed Dante Fowler. I know they got rid of their tight end, and it just doesn't make sense if you're trying to be better. The Cowboys, they just subtract and add. It just makes no sense. C.J. Stroud visited Panthers ahead of Ohio State's pro day. Chiefs signed former linebacker Drew Tranquil. I'm trying to see if there's any like game changing news in here. Dante Hightower announces retirement. Shouts out to him. Had a great career. Patriots linebacker, 3-time Super Bowl champion. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there's not much going on, man. Not much going on. I'm not seeing yeah, Texans signed ex-Cowboys tight end Dalton Schultz. That could be a game changer for Dallas. Yeah, you picked up Brandon Cooks, but now you get ready to tight end. It's like I don't get it. It says Bucks quarterback Baker Mayfield chose Tampa because of chance to win. No, he chose Tampa because it's probably the only damn team that wanted to sign him, especially to give him probably a starter position at that. And Raiders signed former Texans tight end OJ Howard. Yeah, there's not much going on in the NFL. Nothing really major in the NBA except, Willis Reed passing, so rest in peace to Willis Reed, and my condolences go out to, his family. Man, because death is always a hard time for people, dealing with death of close ones is always a very hard time. I literally got hit by a car the same day my grandmother died. It was supposed to be a pallbearer, no pun intended, because my first name is Paul. But I couldn't even make it to the funeral because I had to have 3 surgeries: surgery on my foot, my femur, and my shoulder, which was dislocated and whatnot. But definitely changed my outlooks on life, the way I think, my attention to detail, and it definitely showed me something about myself that I didn't know was there. Let me pull up the standings real quick. Right now, I'm gonna go over the playoff bracket in the NBA right now. We got Denver as the number 1 seed in the West. You got Memphis number 2, Sacramento number 3, Phoenix number 4, Clippers number 5, and Golden State number 6. They're playing. You got Minnesota, Utah, OKC, and Dallas. Lakers wouldn't even be in the play-in tournament if it started today. In the East, you got Milwaukee number 1, Boston number 2, Philly number 3, Cleveland number 4, Knicks number 5, Brooklyn number 6. Then you got Toronto, Chicago, Miami, and Atlanta in the play-in tournament. And I think the play-in tournament is. I like the idea of the play-in tournament. I definitely do. And to be honest with you, they were talking the other day on a podcast. If the NBA took the NCAA route and it was just 1 game elimination, it'd be even more exciting. You just got to play this team 1 time in advance, all throughout the playoffs. Now, they won't be able to make as much money off of the playoffs as they do, with ticket sales and things of that nature and TV deals, because there's so many games. Some of these go to 7-game series and whatnot. But yeah, where's the Lakers right now? The Lakers are actually an 11th seed, and the Pelicans can come up and pass the Lakers. Pelicans got Brandon Ingram back right now. Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum can come up and Herbert Jones and the crew, Jonas Valanciunas, can come up and pass the Lakers, especially with LeBron being hurt. Anthony Davis, don't really know what's going on. I think Anthony Davis, this is his last year as a Laker. I think he definitely gets traded on the offseason. Definitely. And playoffs could be very interesting if LeBron comes back healthy and the Lakers actually make the play-in tournament, make the playoffs. And if healthy Clippers. If Phoenix comes back healthy with Durant, yeah, and it's gonna be very interesting, very very interesting. Once again, I'm thanking you for tuning in, Paul Pickett Podcast, and I'm out.